tackling some of the questions that I got over the years about various stances. So today I'm going to talk about the forward stance or the front stance from various styles. There's many ways to do it. Some people have for the deep stance, rear toes forward. Some people come up a little bit higher. Stance can be narrow, stance can be wider. Back heel down, back heel up. Okay, knee bend, knee straight, rotate it out. Once again, toes forward. We can have the front leg slightly angled, or we can have it forward. Those are just some of the variations of the front stances. Many different styles do it differently. The question that often comes up is, which front stance is better? Now, to answer that question is like starting World War III. So I'm not going to say which stance is better, I'm going to say which stance is done for which reason. Why are there different ways of doing different stances? Okay? And I'm going to compare primarily three main categories. There's many different ones, and you can take one category and shift it to left, right, forward, and switch it, bring it closer to another category, but I'm just going to compare three different ones. Category 1. Both toes forward, front forward, back forward. The stance can be a little bit higher, can be a little bit deeper. You can have it a little bit narrower, a little bit wider. Okay? The leg is more forward, leg is more back. Maybe you rotate this leg a little bit, but the front one stays forward. That's the first category. Second category, we have this leg turned in a little bit. Okay? Back heel is either up or on the floor. They're almost in line, usually not completely in line, but almost in line. Okay? Second category. The third category is complete line. Forward stance, the body usually is not completely turned. It's partially turned or even completely sideways. We have this toes forward. This toes are usually to the side or turned in a little bit. There's no way that somebody can do a good stance like so. There's absolutely no balance for it, and I have never seen anybody use it in any style. The feet are completely parallel to each other. You have rear heel down, and they're on one line. Okay, so I have never seen it. If you have a style that's doing it, please post a response video. Now, let's compare first standing this way and standing this way. Okay? If we stand this way, where the heel is up or down, we'll get more rotation. If I'm using the rear hand, I have a chance to rotate completely, put my weight forward. Okay? If I lift my heel, I can go forward more. If it's down, I can go forward less. Some traditional style, I'm going to bend that knee a little bit. May or may not lift the heel, some are going to keep it straight. Okay? Now, if we compare that to usually Chinese styles, not all, but some, where this leg is not completely forward, the toes are not forward, they turned in. We have this leg here. Okay? Now, by doing this, you do not have to have such a wide stance because the balance comes from this leg. Okay? Side to side balance. If it's forward, you have very little side to side balance, and you need to bring this leg out to the side. Rotate it, not rotate it. It needs to be out to the side for side to side balance. Here, by turning this leg, we get more side to side control as opposed to forward. What we do lose, however, is a little bit of a reach on a turn. Okay? Because the glutes are going to not allow that. If this is forward, we get more rotation. So the compensation in many styles who do this way is usually, instead of just simply rotating, it's to slightly reach. To lean and push from that leg. Okay, so that would be the compensation. This style don't have to do that. They have pretty good rotation. If this happens, they can't do that. They have to lean. Okay, so that brings us to this stance here. Legs are in line. This leg is usually rotated like so, partially completely dependent. Maybe there's a slight side-to-side distance, but this leg is forward mostly in line. Okay? Now, this is usually for a straight line attack where the whole weight needs to go into it. And I've seen this often with weapons. You can do this with a front hand if you like, but this is often done with the weapons. If you have a bow staff or a spear, you go forward all the way through. If you have a sword, you go forward all the way through. as long as you commit into that straight line, like in fencing for instance, you would fence forward and back, just forward and back, very little side movement, not in all fencing styles. In some fencing styles, you can have that straight line and that's all you care about is transferring the weight forward and back between the legs. Then it's fine, you could do it this way. So those are three main types of stances. There are many others, and I'm just talking about forward stances. Forward stances mean that the weight goes on the front leg. Once the weight does that, the power transfer comes from that weight shifting from the rear leg or from the center to the front leg. Okay, so those are main categories of forward leaning stances. I'm Paul Dyshik, thank you for watching.